going on, my people? So this is the end of week 5. This week was a lot smoother. We had a couple hiccups, but nothing major. I want to say that a lot of my journey wouldn't have happened, I think, without the support of my family and friends. I'm involved in 2 groups. They pray for me, and we kind of do life together. So everybody supporting me from those 2 groups, and also especially a couple of my buddies, Will and Dustin. They've been there for me, interested in my journey and talking to me and just supporting me in a lot of ways, especially through the prayers. And can't forget all my family and close friends, instrumental in taking this leap of faith, basically getting into this industry. I can't lie, it's been a wild ride, and a lot of challenging situations happen, but here I am, a truck driver, rookie at that, but so truck driver. Also, when we were training at Schneider together with a bunch of guys, new guys that got hired, I met a bunch of people that were going to be on my dedicated account, and also other people. We gathered a small group of people that wanted to be in a WhatsApp group, and we started sharing information there, and that was invaluable. We're getting closer. We went through training together, and each one of us gets in different circumstances, whether it's dealing with like pay or like waiting, truck problems, how to handle certain distribution centers, what's going on with our company, all that stuff, just information going back and forth. And if one person doesn't know the answer, somebody else will. So a special shout out especially for the core guys that were a part of this group, Tim, John, Narciso, Chaz, Chevroy, and then the rest of the group. I don't want to name everybody in the group, but thank you to all you guys. I guess that's it for right now for the shout outs. First time I'm doing a shout out, so most of the times people don't like getting mentioned, their names and whatnot, and hopefully some of the people I mentioned without getting their permission don't mind. But anyway, no last names, right? This week has been pretty much, for the most part, predictable, which is a good thing. Most of my rides have been from Southern California to the Phoenix area, whether it's Mesa, Glendale, Avondale, like different areas of Phoenix. It's been going back and forth, so it wasn't too bad. I wanted more miles, but I think I still have to fine-tune on maybe changing the appointment times and things like that, so that I can maximize more driving time and less waiting time. Because sometimes I get there and then I'll get there in the late afternoon and the appointment's for the next day in the morning, so then I have to shut down. I can still drive like 4 or 5 more hours, and it doesn't make sense. So I still haven't really maximized my mileage or driving yet, in terms of hours put in learning. I've been putting 60 to 70 hour weeks. Sometimes like this past week it's been like 55 hours, I think, which seems like a lot, but in trucking hours, when you hit 60 to 70, I think that's considered normal for a lot of veterans. The main thing I want to discuss on this video is things that I find useful for an older guy being in a semi-truck, living in a semi-truck, right? I'm not going to talk about the basic things like your tools, scissors, zip ties, things that you're going to use day to day, a USB connector, microwave, TV. Those are all things that I have handy, when I use, and it's pretty self-explanatory. But maybe some things that are not so obvious, but that just makes common sense, right? Like something that maybe you wouldn't have thought about, but it could be beneficial. But anyway, these are the things for me, right? One thing that I keep handy is, you gotta protect yourself from the sun. So, I'm putting sunblock on, but when you're on the go, a lot of times you don't remember to put the sunblock on, or you start the day and it's cloudy, and then all of a sudden in the middle of your drive, the sun breaks out, but the sun is beating down on you. The angle of the sun on the windshield or the window, and then you just feel your skin getting warmer and warmer, right? One of the things that I carry in the top compartment that's easily accessible is a SPF 70, or I got 2, SPF 70 and SPF 100. I don't even know, if it's going to do that much difference from above SPF 70, but I grab a spray sunblock. I bought a spray sunblock, and I'll spray it on my hand and sometimes the side of my face and just rub it down. That's for when you didn't prepare for the sun to come out, right? Or you forgot. That's really useful. The spray sunblock. The next 2 is one thing is pretty obvious, is the electric kettle. If you want boiling water, if you do like bowl noodles, or like if you do instant coffee or whatnot, you want an electric kettle. just to have hot water, tea, whatever, right? First, I bought a coffee maker, and when I started driving, I thought things were going to be a lot more chill, a lot more. I would have when I had downtime, I would completely relax. I brought stuff to make food, and I brought a lounge chair, like a folding lounge chair, folding table. I brought a frying pan with a little stovetop, a gas stovetop that's a portable, small one, the stuff that you use for camping. And I brought a lot of those things. But the thing is when you become a truck driver, your time is valuable. And so you don't want to be spending 30 minutes to an hour prepping something or making something and then, doing the dishes and stuff like that. It's just time that you don't want to spend in. I realized that quickly after I loaded my truck up with all this stuff. You're being very selective with the limited time that you have and making it into quality time, right? Going back to the electric kettle, what I did was, I bought a coffee maker, and the coffee maker I used about 3 or 4 times, and after that, didn't break it open because I have to fuss with a lot of parts. It's just, and then you have to rinse it out, and it's just a lot of unnecessary work. So what I started doing is boiling water in the electric kettle, because once you're done with the electric kettle, whatever water you have left, you just pour it out. You keep the lid open for like a five minutes because of the heat of the kettle. Everything evaporates and it's clean, and you just put it away. It's fast, it's low maintenance, right? So what I did was I bought cold brew concentrated coffee, and you can get these at like Target or wherever, Costco, whatever, right? And you get this cold brew, keep it in the fridge, and boil the hot water. You just get a coffee cup, you put almost like you're doing espresso shots, you put the amount of coffee you want, and then you pour hot water into it. And the boiling hot water will make the temperature of that coffee hot enough. And then there's your coffee. It's fast. It's like instant coffee on steroids. You don't even have to stir it, right? So it makes sense. So that was one thing that I changed because I was using the coffee maker, and it just took too much time. Even shaving off 3 minutes here, 5 minutes there, I realized is valuable. And the quality of your life is going to improve. Your coffee is not going to be as good, but the cold brew and hot water combo is pretty good. You're basically making the Americano, and so depending on what kind of cold brew you get, it's really good. Okay, so the next thing is when I went to fuel stops, when I put in that diesel and the diesel exhaust fluid, the first time around, I forgot to use gloves. And then when I went in to wash my hands, I realized how much crap was getting on my hands and how filthy my hands got from the fuel and the DEF. So when I washed my hands, you could see the sink was getting dark, right? From all that stuff. And I was shocked. So what I did was I started doing a combo. I bought a box of latex gloves from Costco, which is cheap, right? And I got $2 gloves from Harbor Freight. It's a knitted glove with a rubber coating on the palms and the fingers, right? So I put the latex gloves on, and then I put the Harbor Freight gloves on. And then when I fuel, I use the gloves just for fueling. So when I fuel, I put the DEF and the diesel in, and then when I'm done, take off my outer gloves, and then I take off the latex part, and then throw it in the trash. And it saves me a ton of time. I don't have to worry about washing my hands, and I don't have to worry about getting toxins on my fingers, right, and my hands, right? So that was one that, it costs a little bit of money, but right now we're talking about saving time and trying to increase the quality of your trucking life, basically. So another thing that I like to carry around is at least one roll of good toilet paper. Just stuff that you would use at home, because every time you go to these truck stops or locations where you have to use a public bathroom, they're buying the industrial type or the cheapest type of toilet paper they can get. And I don't know about you, but wiping your butt with that kind of paper is kind of annoying. So I bring my own. I just fold it ahead of time, put it in my pocket, and just use the restroom. Most of the times I remember, sometimes I don't, but it helps a lot, because you want to feel clean down there. You don't want to feel like you didn't do a good job wiping. So anyway, TMI, right? Okay. The next thing that I got was this large freezer unit, and I put it in front of my refrigerator. The truck comes with a refrigerator, the Cascadias from Schneider, and I put in a large. It could be used as a refrigerator or freezer, but I use it as a freezer because the small fridges that we get, their freezer compartment is really small. And to be honest with you, you want to have as much frozen microwavable stuff as possible. Like I said before, I was trying to, in my mind, I was thinking that I'm going to be prepping all this food. I like cooking, so prepping all this food and having good meals and stuff like that. But no, I rather do the trade-off of doing something instant or microwavable, at least as long as it's halfway decent, it tastes good and it's not bad for you. I'd rather do the microwavable because you just save so much time. One, you're tired from the driving and you don't want to work extra. You don't want to put extra effort into prepping something afterwards. Just want to throw it in, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, done, eat, good, Anyway, this freezer unit that I got, it holds a lot and it's really convenient. And so that's one thing that I got. Now, all this stuff that I'm going to be talking about, I'm not sponsored by any of these guys, you guys should kind of find what you guys want, do some research and get stuff that you like or that fits you, because these are just things that I got, and sometimes like some of it is costly, but you're kind of investing into your comfort and you're kind of investing into the trucker lifestyle that you want to create for yourself, and don't let anybody else tell you need to get this, you need to get that. That's not what this is about. This is what I got as an old truck driver, somebody who's just turned 56 now, a 56-year-old truck driver, Dave. This is what I got. Okay, so in this freezer I can load a bunch of stuff, like a lot of frozen foods. Target has a bunch of $3.70 frozen meals. I go to Costco, they have these like kind of like a Waba Grill type of teriyaki chicken bowl, which is really quick and easy. I also get these breakfast sandwiches, frozen breakfast sandwiches at Costco. Those are pretty good. And then I also get frozen pizzas, the French bread pizzas from Costco. They're pretty good as well. Anyway, now another thing that I got, I don't know if it's because of my size. I'm not a tall person by any means. And the seatbelt, when it came around, you could adjust the height, but no matter what height I put it, being in that seat for hours on end each day, that thing was pressing down here on my shoulder blade and also on my chest, and it felt like it was kind of cutting in because it gets tight sometimes when you're bouncing around. That thing tightens up. Anyway, I would readjust it to this side, but no matter what, over time it just started getting sore. What I got was this padding for my seatbelt shoulder harness, and it just wraps around. It came with two, and what I did was I put one on and I put a second one on over it, and they're Velcro sealed, right? And it's pretty cheap, so I put it on, and much better. So that helped me a lot. So that, just in terms of comfort. Also, I have a back support belt. It's a Velcro belt. It's for when people are lifting the warehouses and whatnot. You get that belt, and for the lower back, I had lower back issues. I had lower back surgery back in the day, so I have to be mindful. So every time I start feeling a little bit tight on my back or a little bit sore, I'll put that belt on, and that saves me. The next thing that I got, well, first I got a small hand broom, right? And then I was thinking about attaching one of those air hoses that go behind your seat that you could blow out the dust. But to be honest with you, the most convenient and easy thing to use is I got this car hand vac, right? And you don't need a small hand broom or a air hose nozzle if you got this car vac. You just grab it and just suck up whatever you need to suck up, and then just clean up everything else, like the floor mats or whatever, dust it out, whatever. But that comes in really handy. You just charge it in the truck, and then over time you just vacuum everything up. The other thing that I got was when I drive in my personal vehicle, I have like a back support, and it's pretty thick, and it goes on the back. But I realized for the truck, when I was driving long distances, parts of my upper leg, my butt, I don't have too much meat down there, so it's like it would start to feel numb, and then my back also would get tired or sore quicker. So what I did was I got this truck cushion seat, and this has really helped me a lot. This one is a gold mine, basically, because I would have never thought about getting more padding for the sitting area and more padding and that kind of thin padding for the back area, because I like that lumbar support that you get. But this is perfect for this truck for me. Okay, so the next thing that I got was something that I didn't really think about, but my daughter Abby, she suggested, or she actually ordered me a set of compression socks. Now the compression socks work great, but the problem I had was I put the compression socks on, and after one day of driving, I felt like I ran like a marathon or something. My feet was wet, and it just felt disgusting. It felt horrible, because they don't absorb any moisture, So what I did was I got these Dickies work socks. They're called no-show socks. I always thought that they were like ankle socks, but they're called no-show socks. Anyway, so my wife suggested that I put the socks inside the compression socks. So I wear the ankle or the no-show socks first, and then I put the compression socks on. So I did that. Worked like magic. Perfect. The compression socks worked. I think it's when you're sitting in that position for a long time, you want your blood to circulate down there, and I think it's really important to use something like compression socks. I want to stretch as much as I can. I want to walk as much as I can when I'm not driving, but this will help with the blood circulation. So compression socks plus the no-show socks, that was a good combo for me. Actually, when I'm driving, I have 3 GPS devices going. I got one Trucker's Path, another one Google Maps, and another one that's navigated by my company tablet. I like having all 3 GPS. Most people go with 1 or 2, but I have 3. And the reason is that I want to be extra sure, because you make one wrong turn or you do one, or the GPS freaks out, because a lot of times either the company GPS or Trucker's Path will freak out. It just freaks out. It just, or Google Maps even too. There's a 1-lane closure and they'll say that the whole freeway shut down, and then they have you reroute you in a crazy. So the danger about the Google Maps is that it doesn't calculate truck routes. So you have to keep that in mind, but it does, using all 3 and using common sense makes a world of difference. I know that a lot of times people say use your atlas and plot it out and whatnot, but when you're on the go, you don't really have as much time to plot out. And then after you plot it out, to memorize everything or write it all down, it just takes a lot of time. You have the technology, we can use it, right? So we're using, I use 3 different GPSs. Now, for my Trucker's Path, what I did was I went to Costco and they had this 8.7 inch, I think it was 8.7 inch Samsung tablet for less than $100. I have a big display GPS that I use for my navigation. That Trucker's Path is probably my #1 go-to, and then I'll use Google Maps and my tablet, my work tablet, my Schneider tablet, to double check or as a reference or second. Sometimes I will choose what these 2 tablets are saying over Trucker's Path. I had one time where Trucker's Path was making me do like crazy, I don't know, like in one area making like all these zigzag turns around a small area because it detected something. I don't know. It was crazy. So technology is not perfect. So, but anyway, I use those 3. Now, the last thing is you need good holders, and most of them are going to be suction cup. But the things that'll hold your tablet, your phone, so for my phone, I went to Costco and I bought this magnetic phone holder. It was a disaster. You don't think that it's going to be that bouncy in a truck, but sometimes you're bouncing, like I said before, like a 4x4, like you're off-roading, right? And you will either break your phone, lose your phone, or it'll fly out the window. Something will happen, right? When you're in the middle of a drive and you go over some potholes, in the freeways, you'll feel everything in that truck. So I learned this firsthand when I was in Houston and I was going through that rainstorm and there was potholes. I had a disaster moment where the suction of my tablet wasn't good enough. My tablet fell over. My phone fell over. I'm in a city that I've never been before, and I got no GPS basically, right? And I think my work tablet was kind of freaking out too. So it was a crazy time. Anyway, so I would highly recommend that you get good suction mounts, something that's sturdy, that's going to hold it, that holds it, that clamps it. I think that's really important. Yeah, but so far, those are the things that are probably less common, or things that people talk about less in terms of getting for their truck. So I wanted to bring it up. But a lot of it is about trying to make life as comfortable as possible, and also about as quick as possible, because you don't want to spend a whole lot of time doing normal things or menial things. Every hour, every personal hour you get is valuable, and every work hour is valuable. You're trying to maximize both as much as possible, quality drive times and quality personal times, So that's kind of like what I wanted to talk about after week 5. So hope that was helpful, and until next time, peace, and thank you for all your support, and thank you for watching this video. Have a great week. I'll talk to you later.